You know, it's really easy to talk about, turning your anger into love and taking all that fear that's going on in the world and just transmuting it into this benign, benevolent, all-loving feeling. I'm Zen, you're Zen, and we're all just perfectly evolved beings. It ain't that easy, and I know it. And a lot of times when people just tell me, well, just think positive, I want to slap the crap out of them. And I was trying to figure out a video to try and offer a solution to that. Yeah, right, Chelsea, replace it with love. How? How do we do that? How do we tap into this amazing, powerful, loving energy that everyone keeps saying is going to save the world, and yet none of us seem to be able to access it? It's tough at first. And I guarantee we're human. We won't always tap into it. But here's an interesting thing. Anger and fear are essentially mosquito bites of the soul. And I don't know who is watching this and living in the South, but let me tell you, I came from California. Mosquito bites were really nothing there. Here in the South, the mosquitoes come from hell. They are bastards. And they leave welts. And they eat me alive out here. I don't know why. And it's usually not when I'm doing something, not when I'm engaged in something I enjoy. It's not when my mind is busy that I really get driven nuts by mosquito bites. It's right when I have nothing to do. I'm laying in bed ready to go to sleep. And those things start itching the ever-loving heck out of me. And that's essentially what fear and anger are for our spirit. Little itchy things that are uncomfortable and sometimes painful. And all we want to do is just scratch the itch. All we want to do is just do a quick one of these, and then it'll be over, right? We'll yell at the person who cut us off in traffic. We'll unload on the person who took our parking spot. We will unleash hell upon the robot who keeps saying, please press 1 if you'd like to speak to a human. Yes! Yes, I would! But after we've gone off, after we've acted in fear, after we've acted in anger, do we really feel any better? I know we don't. That itch goes right back, and usually it's stronger than it was before, right? So, once again, I'm about to offer something helpful but completely irritating. Stop scratching the itch. That's the first step. It's not the last step. There are people who have gone far beyond this step and, like the Dalai Lama, have managed to create love in just about everything they do, and joy and passion. First step, though, stop scratching the anger and fear itch. Stop giving it power over you. Next time you feel it rising up, next time you're watching the news, next time your spouse does something that irritates you, next time your kids are acting up, next time your coworker just says that one little thing that you didn't need, take a breath. Resist the urge to scratch the itch, just like you would do with a mosquito bite. And offer them love instead. Tell your spouse you love them. Tell your friend you love them. And you know what? If it's that jerk who cut you off in traffic, my mom was actually the best at this. She used to say, I hope you get home safe. And I can't tell you if she meant it or not, but dang it, that one always stuck with me. I hope you get home safe. Pretty benign, costs you nothing. It's basically like, at first, switching from fear and anger to love and peace does feel like you're on a bit of a diet. You don't get to scratch that itch. You don't get to give in to those cravings. But you know what? It gets easier, and it gets easier a lot quicker than a physical craving. I promise you. Because when you realize that we are all just in this, At the risk of sounding cliche, we're all in this together. We are really all just looking at reflections of ourselves in every interaction, in every meeting, in every encounter. We are seeing reflections of what's within us. We're seeing the anger, we're seeing the joy, we're seeing the struggle, we're seeing the laughter, we're seeing the passion, we're seeing the dreams. We're seeing all of it, and that's why it drives us so absolutely bonkers when we run into people that rub us the wrong way, because we're rubbing ourselves the wrong way. We're taking love away from ourselves every time we act out in anger. Every time we deny ourselves joy because we're afraid or because we're frustrated, it really isn't doing anything. It's just temporarily relieving that itch until the moment you stop scratching. But if you leave it alone, if you go take an Epsom salt soak, which is fantastic for mosquito bites, I found. It's also fantastic for, emotional anger and fear. Honestly, if you're just feeling any kind of way, go take an Epsom salt soak. But I promise it gets easier. That's the first step, though. Stop scratching that damn itch. I believe in you. You can do it. You are stronger than you know. And if you can resist going for a soda, if you can resist scratching an itch, if you can resist the urge to spend $2 on a scratcher, if that's your thing, then you can resist the urge to spread more anger into the world, or to unload the anger that you feel you're carrying into the world, because you're not really carrying it. Not if you don't want to. You are under no obligation to carry anybody else's anger, or anybody else's fear, or anybody else's pain. And that's the second step, is to realize that that was never meant for you. I don't care if somebody actually used your name and said you are the sole cause for the world's problems. It's not meant for you. That's them trying to unload. And if you don't take it on, then it's not going to go anywhere. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some encouragement. Give it a try.